Happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Ram Ashram Satsang practice session, where you'll learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie, and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to this practice session. If you direct your attention towards your screen, you'll see the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our life. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important element of Satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw consciousness from worldly objects and direct it inwards to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby allowing us to obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of Satsang, inner Satsang and outer Satsang. An example of outer Satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer Satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner Satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. The Satsang that you will learn today is an inner Satsang where we meditate in silence. Group session. These practice sessions are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these practice sessions, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul. But only through the practice of inner Satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice Satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The agenda for today consists of 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a Satsang topic, the founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, you'll receive instruction on how to meditate, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you have the opportunity to ask questions, or there'll be a panel discussion. And now, I'd like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of Satsang experience. He's the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ram Ashram Satsang. He was born into a Satsang family where he experienced his family members obtain states of enlightenment and lead lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. During that time, he realized the benefits that satsang could have on mankind. And upon arriving to the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsang for local satsangees. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more available to Western and English-speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. And a happy Tuesday, everyone. As I think Eddie was mentioning, this satsang, the way the practice has been set up and the whole approach was done by Guru Maharaj, and he basically decided to focus more on the inner peace aspects or the inner yoga aspects, and Satsang translates into Sat and Sang, which is to be with transcendental energy, positive energy, uplifting energy, and yoga, by simple translation, also means union, which I would say union with transcendental energy. So if we want to kind of understand satsang, we need to, the core part of it is inner yoga, which is the 4 out of the 8 limbs that Maharishi Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutra, kind of highlighted. So those 8 limbs, I think, kind of define a framework. So there are many variations, Hatha Yoga, Buddha Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. There are so many variations. Each one of those would be called yoga if it has these 8 limbs. Like, the body has limbs, and each one of them has to kind of evolve together. So these 8 limbs have to evolve together, but the variations mean like which ones you focus more on, or where do you start, and so on and so forth. Yuan, could you bring the 8 limbs just so we could refer to that? Yeah, so the bottom 4, yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, which is yam is actually the traits or behaviors that you want to get control on for yourself. And the niyams are basically the rules of the road, or rules of conduct, and physical exercises, breathing exercises. So those are the foundational pieces. And then inner yoga are the top 4, where looking inwards, manifesting or imagining what you want to meditate on, and then getting into deeper meditation, and then resulting higher consciousness. Those 4 are the inner yoga aspects. And what Guru Maharaj said, that if you focus on those 4 first, then you can do your exercises better, and your behavior, which yam and niyam are talking about, to being truthful, to not stealing, and so on and so forth, requires that inner strength, which you would get through inner yoga, which is the top 4. So now I think the best way to see how that approach works is to practice, and that's what we will get into. So Yuan, could you change that to the next one, please? Thanks. So inner yoga, as described by Guru Maharaj, emphasizes the 4 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, which is the 8 limbs defined by Maharishi Patanjali. And now let's practice this inner yoga. Elements of these: inner orientation, and then think about what you want to manifest, then get deeper into that meditation. So it starts with manifesting what you want to concentrate on, and then once you get into deeper meditation, higher consciousness results. Okay, so if all these 4 simplified into this practice, so eyes lightly closed. So for the period of meditation, we want to focus inwards on our heart. So we will, manifest or concentrate on transcendental energy in our heart. So first imagine or feel the presence of transcendental energy around you in form of light. That light is coming into your heart, distributing throughout your body, and you're becoming one with this light. So you are becoming that energy. So that will be done in deep, silent meditation. To help the concentration, there will be music to transition in. Then you go deep into silent meditation. Then there will be music to transition out. To help the inward orientation, eyes lightly closed because sensory input distracts our mind, and relaxed posture so that for the period of meditation, every time the body moves, your mind moves with it. So we want to minimize that too. So, and now we are manifesting this transcendental energy in our heart. And so the way the only thing we think about at this time, we will not do any chanting. This imagining or feeling the presence of transcendental energy in form of light that's in front of us, entering our heart. And from there, it's distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming totally immersed in this light. Concentrate every time we try to meditate. It would wander away, and bringing it back to this thought and this thought alone, that we are in the presence of transcendental light, and that light is entering our heart and then distributing throughout our body. This is also part of the inward orientation. It is, not only we are closing our eyes, we are sitting in a very still posture, but we are also trying not to allow our mind to go outwards, which is its natural tendency. So inward orientation is core part of this approach. And what we are focused on, the dharana, what we are manifesting is transcendental energy. And in that process, we will go into deep meditation, helped by music, and then we transition out. Deeper meditation will automatically lead to higher awareness, higher consciousness. So let's start now. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Good to see you all here. So Cheryl is, so how is the session? Just checking in. Hello.
It was good. Thank you.
Any questions? Any thoughts?
Not at this time.
So were you able to concentrate? Were you able to have a good meditation?
For the most part, I'm at my office and the cleaning person came in to get garbage and stuff. So there were a few little interruptions.
Yeah. See, sometimes, the inner interruptions are heavier than the outer ones. But yeah, the practice, I think that helps to take some time out for ourselves and trying to calm our mind, calm our thoughts. And I think I was having a discussion around thoughtlessness and thought-free zone. So I think we want to move to a thought-free zone, at least for some time during the day. So that's the whole idea. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So Jackie, hello. It's good to see you and your son that day. Yeah. How are you doing? I couldn't hear you. I don't know. And no voice for some reason.
Oh, how's your voice?
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Very meditated and relaxed.
That's awesome. Good to see you here virtually. So, Eddie, what's the good word for today?
You were talking about a little bit about yam and niyam, and kind of had me thinking a little bit. Throughout our life, from the time we're little to the time we're adults, we have things like we get advice from people, or we hear others giving advice to others. Things like, don't be so pushy. Calm down, relax. Take some responsibility. Don't get so angry. And these are kind of like, stop lying. And these are kind of like the yam and niyams, and it's part of our spiritual development. But what does Guru Maharaj say about these things and our ability to acquire them? He says that the yam and niyam are difficult to acquire, almost impossible without satsang. And so, although we associate yam and niyam with like the lower realms of the pyramid, the lower, the realm of worlds and so forth, they're really not achievable until you become more enlightened, if you will. And so we should really look upon those things as spiritual gifts. So when we see people who exhibit these characteristics and traits, we should recognize that they put in the work at some point, during their lifetime or in their existence as a soul. They've put in the work, and so now they have these gifts that we notice in them. And so when someone says that to you, you shouldn't get upset, because it's one of those things where easier said than done. It's not so easy to accomplish those things without satsang. And so once we put in this work with satsang, then we can achieve the yam and niyam. Even though they're at the lower realm, they're really the last thing that we achieve, actually. And they're kind of indicators of the progress that we've made.
Yeah, my eldest uncle used to say that if you want to measure how your meditation is progressing, you need to look at your behavior. And so if I flip that statement a little bit, if your behavior is changing, you're getting to a higher state. And how would you get to a higher state? Essentially is, through reflection, and meditation is also in a way, a contemplative prayer. It's almost like listening to your inner voice, which typically we wouldn't be able to. And it's, I think I'm remembering there was some mention of, during meditation, you almost see yourself in a mirror where you would be able to see things that you want to give up and things you want to acquire. And those are yums and niyams, essentially. So, and I think what I read also, what Guru Maharaj said was, without strength, like one of the things he mentioned in one of his conversations, like, what do you acquire through this meditation? And he mentioned three things: truthfulness, fearlessness, and universal love. And I think, as you mentioned, I think, to acquire any of these, you really need to be at a higher state. And that you would acquire through this practice or a similar one. All right, good. Yeah, so I think this coming weekend, there is an event in Bangalore, India. So I'll virtually attend. I think it'll be 8:30 a.m. Eastern, but we'll have the usual 10 a.m. Eastern. Links remain the same. And we'll also have, so Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern remains the same. And I think for the International Yoga Day, we'll have a special one at 10 a.m. that day, Eastern. And then we're having, Jackie, we would have another one in person July 1st. I think there will be, I'm dedicating that one to the younger adults and younger folks, Satsang for next generation. There'll be a lot more people that day. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. And Omkar is saying, his blood pressure readings reduce before and after. So yeah, that I think health advantages themselves make it very, there's significant advantages just purely on physical health itself, but then the psychological health as well as the spiritual health, all three get significantly impacted, and that's why we're here. And I'm glad that we all were here in this meditation. We'll look forward to seeing you soon, and have a nice week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste, everyone.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Bye.
Namaskar. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.